Alright, what's good YouTube? Today's Saturday, September 11th, 2021, and we're going to do a Bitcoin update on the technicals. So, yesterday our prediction held true. If you guys have seen yesterday's video, it held true, and it looks like we're following the daily chart right here. And so I just wanted to go through a couple of W.D Gann's charts, mainly the yearly chart, the monthly chart, the weekly chart, the daily chart. So let's get into the yearly chart first. And I added this Fibonacci retracement on this 1 year candle from low to high. And we understand that right now at 46,319 is the price of the halfway point. And we also understand that 42, right under 42, is the 61.8. If we check how low this one went to, was 42,683. So we know right around in that range we have a huge a support zone. And so remember this Fibonacci on the yearly chart because it's really important. Because if we start breaking below this number here, it becomes very bearish, in my opinion, according to the rules of the measured move. Now if we start to move on to the monthly chart here, we are still in a bull trend. Okay, we have no volume here to talk about on the index. I'm using the index today. And so we're also going to take a look at KuCoin and take a look at the update of what happened yesterday. And so let's take a look at the previous month candle. You can see that we're having higher bottoms, higher lows, and higher tops. And right now we have 19 more days in this month. Okay, 19 more days to close this month. And the bulls are fighting, the bears are fighting. And we have to understand and know that we had 3 months down. We are expecting 3 months up and another 3 months down, something of that sort of the move. Also, we have this measured move pulled up with a Fibonacci from the low here. Zoom out a little bit for you guys. The low here and the high here, knowing that the Fibonacci was in the exact same range that we're talking about right here. Okay, guys? And we're talking about a little bit of fractal patterns. If you guys know the practical, this is a little bit more general knowledge. But the specific knowledge is going to be what makes you money. So let's talk about more specific knowledge. So we know that the bulls pushed up the prices here and closed right above the 50% point. Now if you're a scalper, that's good news for you, because if you're starting to use the 15-minute chart, okay, and more like a swing trader if you're using with the daily chart and Confluence with the daily chart, and so basically you're waiting for the close and a confirmation of a strong move up. And so this was your confirmation. The next month it came all the way back down but never broke the low, which is a good sign of support. Came back up and closed very strong. That's why it's important to combine the monthly chart with the weekly chart, with the daily chart, so that you get a good understanding of the trend. And so we know right now we're still in a bull trend because we haven't broke the low here, and we still have some support right here that we're basically on. Right? You guys understand that? Let me just add one little thing here for us right here. So you can see that we have support. And in my opinion, we can break it. We just can't break that one right there. And so, but yeah, we can see some support so far. And let's get more into the closer in term. Next is going to be the weekly chart, and you can see that we've broken the low, which is not necessarily a good thing. Let's talk about the Fibonacci. This one here I pulled from the top to the bottom, and we see that we broke the 61.8, which is usually kind of a good sign, although when you're talking about Elliott waves, it generally considered a B wave pullback is generally considered okay to be a 61.8. Can also do a double top, but this one here went all the way there. So the next most important part is going to be for this measured move to stay above this zone right here, and we're gonna also I'm gonna zoom into the daily chart. We're gonna talk about that later, but I want to focus a little bit of our time here on the weekly chart because it's about to It's going to close in 1 day, almost 2 days here. Okay, and so the most important thing here that you want to look at is this close. We want to close bullish. Okay, we want to close bullish so that we have a little bit more pressure and form like some type of double top. Now if we close bearish, there's just more pressure to the downside, and we also have this box as a resistance. Okay guys, and so in order for the trend to continue, of course we have to break the top of this week. I also like to take a look at the 3-day chart, but guys, I'm going to make a separate video for the TBB charts, so definitely stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's take a look at the 1-day chart. And I highlighted this blue because this is the point when it comes to W.D Gann, where he says that price, look, psychology of the markets and technical positions, how you read the markets is basically you want to take a look at this move right here, and this is called a top or a ceiling, or and once it breaks, once a top and a ceiling breaks, it becomes a floor of support. Okay, this is Gann's words and not mine, and also technical people. So basically right now it becomes a floor of support, and as you guys can see, we had a floor of support right here. Right here it also became a top, right, because we went underneath it and it became a top, and once it breaks, it becomes a floor. And that's the rule that I'm going to simplify. This is very specific knowledge. You can trade just on that knowledge and make money, but you have to focus, you have to concentrate on looking at that pattern. And so that's why trading, you have to be very specific with what you're looking at. And so that's what we did. Okay, we found support, and let me get into the rules of this specific pattern. So the rule of this pattern is that if it hits the top or above the top, it's generally strong. It means it's strong. But if it starts to break below the top, it means it's weaker, because there's not enough supply or demand to keep it up. I hope that makes sense, and that's why I have a box. And finally the blue it would be the invalidation of the bull. Okay, underneath the blue would be the invalidation of the bull, because all this is supposed to be support, and I really like how we bounced above it. So it's a really good thing that we bounced, and we're holding above this this spot right here. Gann has another rule that we talked about yesterday in the last video about a strong or a fast sharp move down, like this, fast sharp move, correcting the weak technical position. So up here it was weak because there's a lot of long traders and short traders that covered. Okay, and then bang, on the market, sold, correcting the weak technical position. And now we have to wait a couple more days, 1, 2, 3 more days, before we actually get a trend turn, time turn trend, another one of Gann's rules. And so I'm going to stay tuned with all those things, and I'm going to catch you guys. I'm going to bring you guys up to date when the time comes. And so we have a couple more closes when it comes to TBB charts, so definitely stay tuned. Click the bell if you haven't already, because these videos are going to get better and better. And so yeah, I hope you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and please do share, as I'm trying to we're trying to build the community as well, grow the channel, and do some live streams for you guys, answer any questions, and cover any altcoins that you guys want. Okay, also if you guys want to join the Discord, we have a Discord, and the link's going to be in the description. Okay, alright, so let's get back to trading strategies and what we predicted yesterday when it comes to Gann's knowledge. So we had it on KuCoin. This is the exchange that we're going to be using. Links also in the description. It's a really good exchange. I say it's a competitor with Binance. It's 50 assets. Take a look at the 50 assets right here. KuCoin's a good exchange right here. So they've got pretty much everything you need to actually make some decent money trading these markets. And so let's get into a little bit of the TA, what I mentioned yesterday. Okay, so here again on KuCoin, this is what I had, right? We were talking about the overbought and then also the sharp move down. But what I really wanted to cover, let me clear the chart, okay? What I really wanted to cover is just simply this move right here. I believe that the market makers are using bots that are basically following this move here. Now the time is going to be very important and the price as well important, but the time is more important than the price, okay? And you can see that this basically goes all the way down and hits that blue zone that we're talking about, which would become invalidation, but right there is going to be the hot spot, as you guys can see. Okay, and that's at 35,000. Also, Gann likes to use round numbers and important numbers like that, and so getting all type of indicators and everything like that is going to be good for us. Okay, just getting organized for the long run. This is a marathon, right? Not a sprint when it comes to trading, and so this is one great rule, and this is the way we predicted it yesterday. Yesterday I predicted, and I did say in the last video that we were not going to break here, and if we did break it, definitely put a stop loss. I measured put a stop loss, and that you had a 10-to-1 risk reward. And so what I saw that this was a potential is the same thing right here in the left. You guys can see in the left right here, and how we haven't broken this candle right here. So, and then this is what we can expect of the move. And so, yeah, now we're right here in the prices, and then we're expecting a move downwards. There's a little bit of a difference. This is one huge candle down, and then there's a few candles here, okay, and then a huge candle down. Okay, and so let's talk about the total. I haven't taken a look at the total yet, so let me just go ahead and pull this up. Where did I put it? This one here. So the total is going to be really interesting as well. There's a few other things that I wanted to cover here, okay? And let's go ahead and cover it on the on BTC index. Okay, because this is really important. We have a Rsi indicator for sale, which is really good because it combines rules. Okay, Connie Brown has rules on the Rsi, and I had to make it as an indicator because it just makes it easier. Okay, and so when you pull up the indicator, you have all this, like this white one. And so in a bull market, you want to buy it right here, and in a bear market, you want to buy it down here. And so we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the weekly chart because there's a very similar pattern that I wanted to talk about. And it is this one right here. This and this one. Alright, so as you guys can see, this is BTC again on the index chart. And I just wanted to point out something here. So the RSI has a pattern right here that looks very similar of what we had in the past. This one here, the time is a little off by a few weeks. So this is definitely something I would want to stay tuned. 21 days, which is also confluent with the end of month close. So definitely stay tuned for the end of month close, and that's how we want to use confluence in our trading. But once you actually take a look at this move right here from the bottom, right, from the bottom to the top, we actually see that this bottom here to the top had a confluence right here. And so here's the daily chart of the same idea. So you can see that it's very, very similar move. So that's how the bots basically catch signals to sell. Okay, and so yeah, definitely stay tuned for more information on the RSI. I wanted to bring to your attention one more thing. It's going to be the 10 EMA on the weekly chart. This is going to be a really good thing to keep on your chart, as the bull market is defined as the 30 and the 10 staying above the 30 and the 10 EMAs. And you can see that we did wick through it, but we're currently staying above it right now. Okay, so that's I believe that's all we wanted to say for today. Although I will add one thing when it comes to Elliott wave theory, a little teaser for the next Elliott wave theory video. So when it comes to Elliott wave theory, there's a rule that Robert Prechter and W.D Gann, Mr. Gann, uses, and it's the 49-day rule. And so when it comes to Elliott waves, these guys, they look for this number right here, 49. 49 is a very important number when it comes to Elliott waves. And statistically, it's plus or minus 2. Okay, so it's like 49 minus or plus 2, right? So that's what we got exactly right here, was the day that it fell 20%. Okay, and yep, that's all for today. I hope you guys like this video, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Peace.